Hello and welcome back to Mr. Powers Teaches. What did we doing? Algebra. Doing some algebra, but you might call this geometry depending on your class. However, I'm going to teach this for algebra. This is we're talking about circles today. That's what we're doing. So, best way to start about talking about circles is to well define them. Define them well. A circle is all the points that are the same distance, we'll call it r, and that is also the radius. So r for short, the radius, from a point, h comma k, called the center. In other words, if x comma y is any point that is on the circle, it has a distance of r from the center, h comma k. So let's take a look at this a little bit more closely. I'm going to go to geogebra.org/calculator. I'm going to be doing some stuff in there. And here I got this calculator, but I'm going to get rid of it. And I'm going to go ahead and make a circle. So I'm going to start with a couple points. There's a distance from A to B. We could figure out what that distance is. We can get in these tools here if we want. And there is a measure tool. We can click on those and I got the distance there. Okay, and it's going to show it to me, so that's good to know. And now what I'll do is I'm going to make a circle. I got a circle tool here. This is my center. Here's my radius. And I'm going to stick another point on that circle that I can move around. And so there we go. Can move this around. And so the definition is saying that this point C, if I use the distance formula, if I have a coordinate for A, a coordinate for C, find the distance between the two, or even if I'm not on coordinates. So the distance between these 2 points, C and A, are always the same. It's going to be 4.8, no matter what. And so I'm just showing you this to illustrate this. So it's very, very clear. And I'll show off some stuff in GeoGebra. So we'll make a segment. One thing we can do is go to the algebra tools. We see the distance of that segment, the length. But what we can also do is find the distance again. Use my distance tool and click on this. 4.8. You can see that there. Let's see. Move. So I can slide that around and we can move this. No matter what, it is 4.8. I can change the radius of my circle, and this is my radius right here, is the distance from A to C. Now it's 6. Okay, so there's our general gist of what a circle is. So now let's mess with that a little bit and find an equation for it. All right, and there you go. So I just copied and pasted this in here really quick so we can start messing around with this. And what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and say that this point here, A, is at H, comma, K. We're going to say that's the coordinates of our center. And we're going to say B is any point on the circle. So that'll be X, comma, Y. Any point on the circle will be X, comma, Y, and we're going to get an equation for the circle this way. Let me see here. I don't like this. Let's make this a little bit better. Okay. H, comma, K, X, comma, Y. Now, what do we know? Well, we know this distance here. This distance, no matter what, I could have picked any point. It'll have an X and a Y. And that distance from those 2 points will be R. R being our radius. And, well, I have an equation for the distance between 2 points. So in other words, this R, okay, is going to be equal to, let's see here, the distance. So what's the distance formula? So if I was to review really, really quick here, and let's do that. Give me a second. All right. Just to remind you, the distance between 2 points. Let's say one point has the coordinates x1, y1. The other has the points, the coordinates x2, y2, that distance we'll call d is the square root of x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared, all under the square root there. That's the distance between 2 points. And so we know the distance between 2 points on a circle because they're always the same. In this case, r, it's going to be determined. And so that distance is going to be, for us, x minus h squared plus, let's see, y minus k squared. And if we square both sides, we'll get the equation for a circle that we use in algebra. And that is r squared is x minus h squared plus y minus k squared let's see here, and that's it. That's it. H comma k is the center of our circle. R is our radius. And x comma y is any point on the circle. Bam. So any x and y that make this true for a given r will give us a point on this circle. That's the equation of a circle right there. You'll love to see it. It's super easy. Doesn't get much easier than that. Circle right here. Okay, so that's it. Now, is there anything else I wanted to talk to you about? Well, not really. That's the big point of all of this, is to just explain that what the equation of a circle is. Now, if what I was a little goofy, let's say, okay, and you weren't sure about this part here, and this is what I'm using. And really, I just took r in for d, h was in for my x1, k was in for my y1, x was in for my x2, y was in for my y2. We did that substitution, and we get the equation for a circle. Very easy. If you need a little explanation, you need a little help on that distance formula, please let me know. We'll help you out. And that's it. That's all I got for now. Until next time, enjoy doing math.